Hi everyone, I'm really happy to meet you here and welcome to this session. We will talk about the digital well-being in the workplace. So let's start. So, as a start, I will introduce to you who I am. So my name is Munir Hakro. I have studied the Management of Information System from King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, and I was working with Wipro cooperation in the field of IT and project management for almost 2.5 years. Across, of course, different projects, I have a big interest and passion in psychology, and especially if there are a way to combine, of course, psychology with the IT field, which is the background I have also been working on in the past 2 years and a half. That's why also I was interested in the course of the digital well-being, and I'm happy also to share here my presentation. So, as a start, let's see our agenda that we will discuss. So, at the beginning, we will explain the general concept of the digital wellness. Then we will move to the digital well-being challenges and problems, what really issues in our digital era we are facing, and how we will try also to find the ways to overcome them. Then we will move to the remote communication during work activities. Of course, communication today is very important, as we know, especially after the COVID-19. We started always to, or let's say some of the corporations started to implement the work remotely. So this really has its own advantages and disadvantages. So we will go more in depth on that, discussing also how the communication part related to that, related in terms of, the advantage and disadvantage when we work remotely. Then we will discuss about the relationship in the virtual world and how we will try to build a stronger relationship with people we work with remotely while we don't see them face to face. Yes, which is really make things harder, but we have ways to discuss. For everything, there's a solution. We open our insight, our ideas, and we really read more and become smarter. Then we will move to the mental health part and we will discuss how today there are many also mental issues and really drawbacks from, let's say, being only in this digital world, especially for long period of time with excessive sometimes pressure or work. This really could affect your mental status psychologically. So then we will just summarize the concepts and the conclusions. Okay, so let's start. So, in short, digital wellness. So, from the two words combined together, we know here that we are discussing about how we can adopt a healthy lifestyle when we deal with technology. So, in simple words, we want to learn the right behavior, the right management style, the right way we can organize our time, our behavior, our thought of how we can deal with technology. And we wanted, of course, to focus in this presentation in the work environment. This is like we want to make this as the main focus. However, in simple words, as I said, we want to focus our objective in building the right way or behavior to be in the good health status with technology. So, what kind of challenge we may face while dealing with technology? There is something called techno stress. Okay, let me explain this concept and give examples. Okay, techno stress from the two words, as you can see. Let's say, for example, you are in the work, or let's say you are working remotely, you are receiving many emails. Let's say for a certain time, you are opening your WhatsApp. Let's say you have Facebook or other applications or social media, and suddenly, while you are trying to do multitask between using the social media applications being available for your team online and replying to the emails. You may communicate with them, for example, through via Teams. Suddenly, you see yourself in a situation where you are really stressed and you are under pressure, and there are many emails you need to reply to, and there are some expectation, for example, from the customers to reply within a certain range of time, and then your manager reply to you, please finish this task for me. We have a deadline and we want to really to meet this deadline, and then suddenly you feel like it's a stress and you are about to explode. So this is this is an example to really understand what really techno stress means. So it is like a state of or situation, let's say, where you are receiving many high loads via technology, and it is really hard to manage because you have a limited amount of time that you want to finish, or let's say becoming successful in making many tasks to be done via, of course, technology we are talking, but this is really crazy somehow because it will lead you to stress. So we need somehow to manage how we use technology here. And maybe we need to try to, for example, maybe we need to put priorities and not to try to be in a situation where there are many tools you want to use at the same time, or so we need to try to manage in a smart way. Uh, I let's go to the eye strain. Eye strain because of the long period of time you are spending with technology. You are looking to the screen, let's say closer within your eyes for really, really long period of times. It will really cause with the time. It will you will feel fatigue. You will feel tired. You will feel your eyes. Oh, my eyes! I am not able maybe to see well. So what do you need here really here to do? You need to relax. You need to stop the screen for a moment, or try just to go somewhere else. Take some walking. Try to try really to, if possible, I mean, if possible, you should try to just lower the amount of time you are being on the screen, or you may use some tools that protect the screen. Protect the screen in a sense to protect your eyes. This is what we really mean here in short about the techno stress as a challenge and eye strain. Okay, let's move on to any other challenge. Yeah, there's a concept called fear of missing out. Fear of missing out means you have this kind of feelings of an anxiety, could be an anxiety, could be sadness, could be you are not in a good mood because of what? Because that, for example, let's say through the social media, you couldn't follow up within a certain news, or for example your friends are having party now and celebrates, and let's say you were busy in many other things and you missed out this event, or oh, and then you enter, for example, the Snapchat, or you enter the social media part, and then you see them celebrating, you see them, oh, everyone is happy. Everyone is, oh, what about me? Why I couldn't be at that event? Oh, I feel now I am missing. I really missed it out. Oh, what about is there any other upcoming event? I really feel scared now. Maybe I am missing also something else. So it is a kind of you are now feeling what? Feeling fear, feeling sad, feeling negative emotions. This is really one of the challenges, and it could be, I believe, more within the teens. Let's say group. So here you need to just try to restructure really your ideas in your mind, and we need really to explain to the especially the teen group, we need really to train them that if you miss any event, that it is not, I mean, the end of the world that you missed, for example, your friend's special occasion, or you missed this news, or you were not aware of that updates within that social media, or let's say this technology. So we should not let it affect your emotions. So this is we need to always use our brain and positive ideas, and not think that something has been missed, or I will miss something in the future. Just try, or you can use a certain application that can schedule the events. focus very well. You can schedule certain important events. Sometimes, let's say, in certain website and certain things that you really need, you can have them as, SMS messages sometimes. You want a certain updates from certain companies, advertisement, whatever. If there are, many ways you could use for that, so you don't miss things. You don't miss, anything. So then we'll move to the back pain. Of course, your posture, the position while you are sitting, kind of, facing the screen. Try always to relax your back. Try always not to have these issues, which is the back pain, because many unfortunately forget about themselves, just sitting in front of the screen, working for many hours and using this technology, and maybe they are all even in addiction mode. Sometimes some of us are addicted to the internet, and we will discuss this, by the way, in the coming slides. So we need to try to have a good, really seating place. Sometimes you can purchase like a tool to protect your back. So it helps to relax the muscle in your spinal cord, and you don't get any damages. Okay, so now let's go, yes, to the internet addiction, concept or challenge. Many, unfortunately, especially recently, are really too much addicted to the internet. I know the internet is a huge world. There are many important things we want to read about, or let's say discover, or having fun, watching YouTube, playing a game. This is the modern world. This is today world, of course. Through the internet, we became one. Through the internet, we are more connected. But once it has become a serious addiction, you will just feel crazy, because you will be like, oh, all my life about the internet, or I am losing my social life. You will be not, somehow your social life will be just through this online. So when you go outside and try to, meet others people, you will face difficult. You will feel like, oh, where I was really, it seems like I was in different world there. And then suddenly now I'm meeting people. I just feel, you may even have some kind of social fear, by the way, which could be a psychological condition. And then you will need time to overcome this. So it's better to have a balance with you when using the internet. Also, there is something called digital burnout, which is similar somehow to the techno stress, but the digital burnout also, you reach a state where here you may feel more exhausted. You just feel like, oh, I have too many things through this, let's say, social media, or let's say, I'm receiving too many messages to reply to, too many, let's say, as we discussed before, emails. And I just feel like, because of the many stress or pressure, let's say, when I'm dealing and using technology, I really feel burnout, and I don't feel really I am happy with it. I just feel exhausted. Oh my God, this is too much. And especially this could affect you when you are there also for long, long period of time without managing, let's say, your lifestyle dealing with technology. You may don't take a break if you, let's say, you're working online, especially here we want to focus on the work part. Sometimes, especially after COVID-19, when things became remotely, some management styles unfortunately said, okay, you are at home, you are remotely, then at this time we want to put extra hours in work, or let's say we want to try to finalize even or meet more targets because we are now more online. But there could be a smarter ways to manage it. But if you just make a certain, let's say, employee or team just working for long, long, long hours online, it could also lead to burnout somehow, or some drawbacks if there were no good management style, even when working remotely. Okay, now let's move to another, let's say, part, which is remote communication. So what do we mean really exactly by remote communication? So as you can see in this slide, it can be really defined as the various kind of digital communication used by remote workers to communicate with their colleagues to accomplish a task. So it is like how we are communicating with our colleagues in the work environments, what really tools we are using through digitally. And we are here aiming, of course, to accomplish a target, to accomplish a task, to finish, let's say, our mission as a team. Okay, so what kind of challenge here we have for remote communication? Of course, it is much more limited communication. It is different when I than when I meet my team face to face. I cannot see their body languages. I cannot see their eyes. I cannot see how really they will behave in front of me. I may use video conference and I may able to see them through video, but this is really not enough. Even if I heard their voices, so this somehow will create some limitation. Also, there are different time zone factor. I really agree with that in terms of, let's say you are working in diverse environment. You are from, let's say, for example, Middle East, another person working with you from UK, another person working with you from India. Every place could have a variety of time differences. So somehow this sometimes creates some limitation because sometimes you wanna, let's say you are in a certain time and wanna, let's say you wanna do a phone call, or let's say you wanna do a video conference. But the other guy, let's say you are in the morning time, the other guy, for example, in the afternoon. And this somehow maybe creates sometimes limitation in terms you need to have agreement with the guy. I mean the timing and sometimes because of the differences in the time zone, he may tell you, oh no, this is my break or lunch break time, and please could you have another time? And then you may tell, oh, after a few hours I will be in the afternoon, for example, and I may have my. I mean, it will just create somehow of limitation. I hope my example will really make it clear. Yeah, and there are some technical limitation in terms of, let's say, some in some situations there are some limitations, the internet and the technology used, and the ability of the technology, and so it is really depend. But we have, of course, ways or solutions we will discuss about of how to overcome these limitations. Okay, point number 4 is misinterpreted messages between employees. Yes, sometimes there could be misunderstanding, especially if you hear some slangs you are not sure about their meaning, because you may see sometimes you are just communicating remotely through the teams. So you may ask your other teams, like, please elaborate more, explain to me more, give me something more in depth. Okay, so before I go to the synchronized and versus the asynchronous communication, I just want to highlight that we will discuss more ways as a solution to this challenge after this slide. Okay. So, what do we really mean by these two concepts, the synchronized and synchronized communication? I'll make it very, very simple. So, synchronized communication is like immediate communication. There are expectation of having immediate response, and we can here use video conferencing, the chat, the audio calls. So these kind of tools help you to get the immediate response. So I am in a video conference. I am with my team. I am communicating to them. I am their, for example, leader or manager. Okay, I am discussing the agenda or the task or the meeting issue. I mean, meeting sorry objective, and they are really interacting with me directly, and some of them could respond. And in asynchronous communication, it is known not necessarily to be immediate respond. It could be, of course, by emails. You could record some videos, and then the team will see later. You may provide some document, and some could read it later somehow. So uh, depend on the task, depend on how we manage it remotely. We could use, of course, and utilize both. Whatever needed immediate action, we'll use synchronize. Whatever could be delayed, but these just a concept I want to clarify here as we are discussing about the remote communication. Okay, so let's come to the solution now. We discussed previously different limitation, right? So how can a remote teams improve their, of course, communication? Of course, you should have a very good plan when it comes to really your communication. You, as a manager or as a leader, you should agree with your team. For example, we wanna, let's say, each day morning at the beginning, we wanna have this simple meeting that will cover these points, and we wanna, for example, have it in a video conference, or we may don't need the video, so we just need to discuss it, and I may share, for example, certain Excel sheet, or I may share certain things, and I just want to organize everyone turn or everyone, let's say, give them a chance to participate within a certain range of time. So I am managing the time. I am having a plan to do, I mean, time management. I'm having a plan to just know exactly where I am going with the team, even remotely. So this helped to just, make even with the limitation, make it more organized and make it more useful and beneficial. Of course, you should keep your messages clear, concise, because sometimes too many words, too many expressions, especially if you don't see the person, it could lead to misunderstanding. So try at least to be very concise, try to be clear in your message. Of course, also create a friendly virtual environment. It's better always to have a good, I mean, kind of environment that not just only rigid, or you try to have sometimes kind of flexibility, kind of openness to some level, even the work environment. Sometimes, I mean, this could create a positivity within the team, psychologically could help the team also, even if it was virtually. You may use, for example, I use you communicate emoji, a certain emoji to express, for example, the emotional part. So this could be also make it easy somehow for some team, some members to understand your points. Use the right remote work communication tool. Of course, there are many tools. Some of the companies will use Teams, some of the company will use Skype, based on your priority, based on, for example, what kind of things you are looking to. Are you looking for application that has more security purposes? Are you looking for or privacy, let's say protection purposes? Are you looking for certain application who are different in cost to implement, and so you need really to see what's really suitable to you. Okay, now let's move to relationship in the workplace virtually. Yes, as I was searching or reading, I read a survey that mentioned that a survey of 100,000 new remote employees, as you can see in the PowerPoint, showed that 61% thought they would be able to build better relationship in an office. So imagine 61%, they are believing there could be a way to build a better relationship when they are in office. And another survey revealed that 51 of remote workers had also a concern of a limited connection with their colleagues. So it seems really not easy percentage. Of course, from just a sample of 1,000, we are not talking about a huge sample, but at the end of the day, it revealed that because of this limitation, many are having challenges in building relationship in the work environment remotely, which is really something is of course not easy to I mean, it's not easy really to manage between every team member, but let's discuss some challenge and how we can make a better relationship remotely. So sometimes there are trouble understanding tone languages differences, some slangs. For example, sometimes if you work with some people who are from certain cultural background, they may come to you and say to you some slangs. For example, he screwed up, or for example, let's say this will make you blow away, or so it has, of course, a meaning like this could surprise you, this could. But just what I meant, what I want to hear, oh, sorry, what I want to explain here that some of the slangs, if someone just typed them directly to their team worker, could confuse them. So it's better to avoid the slangs. It's better to try to make your words universal, or make it like common, easy word that can be understood from many people. Okay, sometimes the meeting structure could be limited also. Sometimes the meeting structure could be limited or poor, which lead to limitation for the teams to participate, which means sometimes you are inherent in a virtual meeting and you just have a limited time, so you are not giving a fair chance for every team member to participate. So some people, while they are doing well, they couldn't, for example, have the chance to speak. They couldn't, for example, have the chance to express their own work, to express themselves. And this could sometimes don't give them, let's say, a fair judgment to their own work. So we really need to try here to avoid this limited part in the our virtual work and relationship with our team members. Also, there could be, of course, cultural barriers and cultural also differences. For example, subculture, they are more with hard work with long hours, or let's say, yeah, they are like believing like if he stays online for many, for example, hours, that's mean our productivity in some cultures like that. And other cultures will say, no, I just want him to finish certain things. We should be flexible as long as we are remote. So I think here we need to come to really a kind of a clear idea of what kind of management cultural style we want to use remotely. And I prefer to be very flexible because this should be the feature and the value of remote work. So we should not go back in time and use a rigid way of management where we have this amazing now technology to use and building a relationship to remotely, because this also will affect our relationship with our employees. Okay, there could be some limitation misleading in the recognition for our employees' work. This is, as I mentioned, that sometimes because of, let's say, in a certain meeting, because of the hurry, or there are no good time management to the meeting, even remotely, where we could not give the chance or right chance for every employee to express their work and achievement. Okay, so how to build a better relationship during the remote work? Of course, there are many different ways. We are here highlighting 5 ways. Schedule a regular video conference meeting from time to time. Try through this conference to may ask your team for feedback and try to, let's say, to manage a way of following up of what's the updates, ask every team member what really happened with them, their concerns, because this will help better to track things, especially if it's remotely. Start some meetings with friendly introduction. Yeah, you can start with friendly introduction, being nice to, of course, to everyone, trying to be funny sometimes, some meetings, and virtually trying to use some fun emoji sometimes. Okay, of course, in the work environment, better to be uh, formal to the work, but I mean, sometimes it also be nice in certain meeting to try to just be flexible and always be there for, of course, your team when they need you. That's, of course, try to be available remotely as much as you can for your team, especially if you are the leader of the or the manager, even if you don't see them. This is a very important point to be highlighted, because some people say, okay, now my manager cannot see me, now my team doesn't see me. Okay, why I don't try to be away for some time. I start, for example, Teams away or something, and then I just put say, okay, I was busy with that. I was busy with that concern. No, try to be always there with your team. Feel like you are at office. Feel like, oh, I am there at office. Let has this from within you. Make it from within. Okay, for number 4, seek different feedback from, of course, other team members. It's better to always, even especially working remotely, to have different feedback, as I mentioned also, from time to time, to see, for example, is there, for example, some issues or limitation in the connection we face, for example, the team? Is there a concern remotely? Is there something remotely we couldn't somehow really like make it successful? what really was the challenge we faced remotely. And of course, provide a good quality of tools or equipment. It will be always great when we work as a team to have good machine PC with a good processor, a strong speed internet, a good tool to utilize, good mics to use, good microphone, good camera for the video conference. Very important to provide the good tools because this will also create a better efficiency as the team is working remotely. Oh, yeah. Okay, now let's move to discuss about the mental health during remote work. Of course, mental health is very important regardless it will be remotely or if it was not remotely, but here we are, of course, focusing about the remote part. It's very important in many aspects. It comes to digital, of course, world. We need to make sure that we are function, of course, in the best health, mental still health, status. And of course, we need to try to always avoid any negative effect during mental health because this will affect all people well-being as we are aiming for great wellness, uh, digital wellness. Okay, so remote work. Here we want to focus on two sides as a start for the for the remote work. Of course, there are positive sides and there are negative sides. And we want to connect these positive side and negative sides, how it will affect your mental status. Okay, let's begin with the positive side. We have different positive sides when we discussed about the effect when working remotely with your mental status, like you may avoid the transportational part when you work remotely. So the headache, the noise that some people may be facing in such a situation, the transportation, the crowded situation could help, could be a positive part. The diversity could make you also, the diversity ability to could be advantages, and sometimes there could be the flexible timing, as I said, but this will depend on the management style that will be implemented even remotely. Like sometimes you may be, for example, the working, for example, mothers. Sometimes they will be able to have a flexible time where they can take care of their children, and at the same time they can work remotely. So this could be a part of good health to even their mental status. Okay, my child here is with me. I can take care of my child. I can see it; it's near me. At the same time, I will try to somehow manage my but of course, this could be sometimes has another negative effect if you feel like, oh, I'm not able to manage or distinguish the things, both of the things as they are nearby me. So sometimes there are negative side. You may feeling of isolation if we sit, let's say, sit long time. You don't meet the employees. You are always remotely. You may feel, oh, I am away and I don't feel like I am in the office. I don't feel like I am with the team. I feel like a kind of isolation, which could affect your mental state, by the way. It could affect it negatively, yes, which affect even your social life. It could be challenging to make work-life balance some cases, yes. Some cases it will may be hard and maybe some of them will feel, oh, we are at home, we are working remotely, I'm still feeling okay. I am not able to balance my really work, like be managing the things remote and trying to organize my time and be on other activity within the home because I am at home. I am with the family. I am hearing, I am hearing, for example, my child, let's say, screaming, or as a mother, let's say, working, and so we need. And I'm not able to really manage or distinguish my work life or the remotely the life where I work remotely in my organization and the family life because I feel like now two wars at the same place. Some people may face this, and sometimes some people may feel more increased pressure while they are remotely, and I believe this could be debatable because it's depend, as I said many different times, depend on the management style, the team, the leader of the team, how they will really manage the work remotely. So we need always here to focus on very strong, professional, and smart plans. Management strategy we implement when we work remotely. Okay, ways to create and maintain a better mental health status while work remotely. Okay, this is how we use smart ways to manage the work remotely. Of course, having a healthy remote work lifestyle, tries to schedule, try to have a plan, as I always say, to manage your work remotely from the first of your day to the end of your day, where this cannot contradict with your, cannot be, I mean, contradicted with your other activities, your food timing, your family time, your whatever other time. It's better, of course, to design a dedicated place for as an office in your home, because it will help you to just go out from the family, for example, life. Because I mean, once you enter this room, for example, if you, oh, like this is my office, now I am in the work environment, let's say work world, okay, work environment. Sorry. Yes. So now at this place, okay, I need to work for, let's say, from this time to to a certain this to another to that time. And once I done, okay, I can go, for example, from out, for example, just example, from this room, and I can go to the other life, normal life, family life. Okay, prioritize your self care. Self care mean, what I really mean by here by that? Just try to prioritize also between your work life remotely and other things that you want to take care of as activity, entertainment activity, or whatever healthcare activities. Try to prioritize and manage yourself very well. If you felt yourself like lost and you are not able to manage yourself in the right way while you are working remotely and at the same time staying at home or staying at any other place than your organization, then you may ask any professional help for any expert people that could help you to just upgrade your skills and work remotely. Okay, so in conclusion, to sum up our really discussion. So digital, of course, well-being concept is very important, and we need to build the right lifestyle to have a good, healthy life when dealing with technology and avoiding many challenges and issues, whatever could affect our mental health, could affect any kind of our relationship with our colleagues remotely, also our communication. So we need to understand the different challenges and overcome them. And we always need to have a good plan, proper management plan when we deal with technology in the workplace, having the right tool, equipment, and we need to understand how we use, for example, smarter ways when we communicate. For example, we may use a certain smart emoji. We may try, if something is not clear, to have a meeting to clarify them. By even if we needed a video conference to make things much more clear, if possible. So through this way, we can really build a better and a greater ways of managing things in the work environment. I mean, the work when we work remotely and having a better, successful, really digital well-being condition in our life. So thank you all for hearing me. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thanks. Take care all. I will see you soon. Bye.